Good evening, everyone. Teddy, Fat Philbert, welcome. It's a bit of a dramatic title maybe for the live, but it's been true most of the week. Thank you, Fat Philbert. And it's just the tiniest bit of pigment as well, the violet. And cheers, by the way. It looks very promising. I haven't swatched it yet because I've been way too busy with a lot of things over the last week, and today and two other days, but mostly today, I tried installing replacement parts for my kiln, which I found on eBay from Germany. That's why I got them this quick. Apparently none of them fixed my kiln, so I have literally brand new replacement parts for a kiln from the 70s. New old stock, so unused but still as old as this thing almost. But today I went, with a multimeter, I went through all the wires and measured everything, the resistance, but also, high voltage. Yeah, because of this beauty here. That's why I called it Kiln Killer Violet. I measured everything, and Gulchen, welcome. Followed all the wires with the multimeter, the resistance and the high voltage measurements. Eventually I came to a part that had so many wires. So I reducted everything, all the wires that went to the heating elements. And there were two wires from a thermocouple. There's a thermocouple that is connected to the power and connected to the thermostat, and there's a thermocouple that goes to the analog thermometer. Ian, welcome. And I saw the thermocouple. That's a K-type thermocouple for those of you who know it. Basically, it's two different kinds of metal, and they're welded with a alloy, a special alloy, welded together. And the resistance of each metal gives another voltage to a power block. Let me just make it easy. I literally lost the name for it. Welcome, MY. Mel? Was it Mel? Is it Mel? Sorry. And then I noticed there wasn't a connection anymore in my thermocouple. So there wasn't a welded tip, basically. That melted away because of this violet. I cranked it up all to the maximum temperature, and it needed to stay there for 8 hours. And my maximum temperature is 1120 degrees Celsius. But I can get this to 1180 degrees Celsius if I dial a little bit further than the last kind of indication. I did that for a little bit too long. So my weld of the thermocouple melted, apparently. I found out literally an hour ago. So I screwed it all back together. I tested it just now. It's working. It's working again. It hasn't been working for the entire week. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of other things as well. But didn't have time to swatch this yet because of that. And I'm still getting new replacement parts as well, which is I think the worst thing. And now it's working. How did I fix the thermocouple? I hear you ask. Sorry. You remember, for those of you who were interested in it, that I wanted to connect a Raspberry Pi to my kiln to make kind of an automation out of it. I ordered a thermocouple, a K-type thermocouple for that out of China. And I needed to put, I think, an Arduino in between, connect that to the thermocouple, let that kind of make a digital signal out of it, and then send that to the Raspberry Pi. That was just too much work, and eventually the Raspberry Pi really didn't want to connect to my smart home anyway. So I dropped that. And I was left with the thermocouple. I thought about sending it, just returning it. But that came out of China, and it costs only about 10 euros. And if I wanted to return it, I had to pay for shipping myself, which is way more expensive than 10 euros. So, Super Doom King, welcome. Eventually, I kept the thermocouple. And now it's a really sturdy, it's a good quality thing. Meaning it's a little bit bigger than the previous one that I had. So I had to file a bit out of the insulation stone of the kiln. I had to cut it into length as well and put everything back together, but it's working. So I'm really happy about that. But that's a little bit too technical for this channel. I have that problem quite often. Still looking for a piece of paper though. No, I'm not going to do it on that. Should have a nice piece of paper over here. So let's have a look if everything is working. Yes, there we are. Cheers, everyone. So I'm really happy my kiln's working again. And I do have one replacement part still coming in, hopefully. I ordered it, which should make it less noisy as well. So this is, I think, for, I want to say Mel last stream. Why is it talking again? How easy it is to re-wet my remade less toxic Paris green. I'm saying less toxic because this is still copper. I have no idea, but it's probably it's as bad as the real thing. Oh, this is genius. Oh, I really like this. This is exactly. It's acting exactly like this. This is to be honest. Oh wow, my camera is really. Wait, I'm sorry. Reconnecting it. There we go. It's exactly the same. Oh, it's really. Why is it so slow? It's a weird connection here. Okay, never mind. This is exactly what real Paris green does as well. It's better than zinc green. This one, at least. Oh, but this is good. And, you know, as same with last week, a wetter brush makes for a more yellow swatch. There we go. While a drier brush gives a bluer swatch. I mean, the fact that this is re-wetting exactly the same as my genuine Paris green. I didn't really expect that, and just, you know, to prove it, I made 3 dots last week, and I just re-wetted one. These are all intact. That is nice. So, there's a question answered. How easily does it re-wet? Well, quite easily. Kind of the same grittiness in the beginning, but once you break down the top layer, I want to say, there you go. What? As you should be doing. I mean, do apologize now. I haven't noticed back then. I'm sorry. Okay, so this happy with Paris green. Well, if you personally apologize, Ian, that would change things, and I would consider your apology. Well, I think it is the copper that makes it act like it, yeah. I'm not going to try pure arsenic, if you don't mind, to see if that acts the same. But I think it's kind of a hydrophobic, almost like a fatty little top layer. The water kind of, you know, floats on top, which it does with hydrophobic surfaces. But once you break that down, kind of you get that a little deeper color, but also a little bit more yellow in it. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so now let's get rid of the drink here and take a tiny spoon. I'm going to make sure everything is clean first, by the way. So this was the lanthanum, germanium, aluminium, manganese. What was it? Oxide combination with 3 calcination phases on my maximum temperature. I'm not going to do that again, obviously, at least not for such long periods of time. And it gave me this amount of pigment. This tiny amount of pigment. But it is violet, and it started dark gray. So, yay. I even feel this is already too much. But you know, I gotta try it. I think that's just good. Let's have a look. I want to use a good. This one isn't fully clean either, is it? Oh yeah, it was. It's just a light. Yeah, okay. I'm not even going to mull it, I think. I'm really afraid that I will lose too much pigment if I mull it. I need to make more, right? Don't I? I don't know. I'm going to mill it. This is less saturated than I thought it would be, but I'm not quite sure. It could be my palette knife as well. Since I'm not sure if how it's reacting with metal, but it's very granulating, so that's interesting. This I like it, but not everyone likes it, I know. I'm not quite sure. No, it shouldn't be contaminating. But with some pigments, I really think it's kind of reacting on metal. Although I think all these elements in this pigment shouldn't do that. Let's fully clean it. This as well. I'm going to try exactly the same amount. I'm going to use a plastic palette knife for it, just to see. This pigment looks like it should be way more saturating. It looks like an ultramarine violet, which really, gives a kick when you make paint out of it. But I know that the look of a pigment really doesn't say anything about the paint that it makes. So yeah, I'll just start with that. I'm going to clean my brush. Might actually work. It actually does something. Not an awful lot. Definitely something. It's a little bit more a kind of a spring violet instead of a storm violet, I want to say. It's the first feeling that comes up. Maybe a little bit more warmth, a little bit grayish. Maybe it is the metal. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to test that with the white pigment a little bit later. Not here though. But yeah, this is my violet, and it's yeah, it looks less gray. It has a little bit more warmth in it. Definitely agree. I really don't think this pigment was worth all the spare parts for my kiln, as well as all the time that I had to put in it to fix it. I know what the light is for now. I had an extra light indication light, a light indicator now, and I really didn't know what that did until now. Yeah, I know I have that with some pigments that I know I have to, you know, stay away from them with metal, with pellet knives, and none of them I really put in my line of paint, because that's just too much of a change, and there's no really good plastic pellet knives or other materials. Yeah, but this wasn't worth it. So I'm gonna be very, very honest here. Really wasn't worth my time and money, and you know, the time in the kiln as well, because it took me 3 days, long calcination sessions, 3 days. So a lot of energy costs as well for that one. You know, that's fine. I mean, it's. I did mill this as well. I don't know. Maybe I was. I don't know. Maybe I did mill this a little bit harder. I don't know. It was, for me, it was very, very educational. All of it, by the way. I know my kiln inside out now. I thought I knew it. You know how to control it. But I took off the bottom of the kiln as well, because there's loads of wires there, and I have pictures. I have a lot of pictures. Because I had to know what everything did. So this is the inside of the kiln. The back, when you take the back panel off, this is what it looks like. And the bottom of the kiln. Do I have a good picture of that? I have a picture of the front and the back. Well, this is also electrocuted myself once, but that's all fine. This is where the buttons and the lamps and the door sensor, which is broken, by the way. I noticed that. Basically, the only thing that it does is it takes the power off when you open the kiln door. It just shuts it down. It's a safety switch. I ordered a new one, but that's literally €2, so that's super cheap. But that's a different model than this, so I might have to 3D print a bracket for it, but you know, that's all fun. yeah, so with the rest of it, you know, you saw the you saw the pictures. I learned a lot. I know what all elements do and where the wires go and what's making the noise. So hopefully I do get the replacement part that I ordered from abroad. Not from abroad, but from abroad. Sorry. Hopefully it's gonna make less noise then, because that's has moving I don't know. It makes a humming sound. I forgot the name. It's like a 50 hertz humming sound, but the older it gets, the louder it gets, and you know the more noise it starts to make. It's well, let me get my very chaotic pile of swatches. Not a word, anyone. Right? I have other things that I'm working on. Okay, I'm not working on making this better for anyone. So we have. First I thought, you know, maybe it's like strontium violet, but that's definitely not it. Ultramarine violet, also definitely not it. Well, we have ultramarine pink. Maybe more like a mineral violet. I thought I said that last week as well, like the earth violet. But then it was definitely less violet than this. So yeah, that's. There's a reason why this isn't on the market, and it's kind of it's been. The paper about this is from 2018. I want to say 15, but I think 18. Nah. Even Potter's Pink is way more vibrant than that. Nope. Well, it's definitely something different. We have the chrome tin as well, which is a pinker version of the same kind of desaturated pigment. Slightly comparable, I think, but pink instead of bluish. I did find my pencil though. Right, so that's a good thing. This is my Paris green, and this is the Kiln killer. Matthias, welcome. So that's actually all about it for today. Nothing against you, Matthias. But no, I really don't know what to do today. Shall we chat? Shall we, or think of things you would like to see or know or want to hear about, or maybe want to see being made into paint? I really don't know. That's basically because. That's a mood I recognize. No, Matthias, I'm staying. But I really didn't prepare. You know, usually I have some things that I was working on this week, or I don't know, process or just work I need to finish that I can share here and talk about as well. But right now I had two things I had to do. One, re-wetting my non-toxic Paris green, which we're beautifully in my opinion. And showing the violet that I made last week, which destroyed my kiln, and I talked about that as well. So that's all I you know, that's all I had. I think tomorrow, I'll definitely, come on. I mean, there's a good glass here still. I'm not going before that's gone, and I will make some more paint. But tomorrow I will. Do another attempt on Indian yellow, and I will keep the separated liquid. I will keep that, but I will also I need to rethink my process, because what happens, I need to adjust the pH level. At a certain point you get a lot of color, but I also want to create a pigment that you can use without destroying any other colors. And when it's either too acidic or too base, it's it will break down other colors. And I really need to find a solution for that, because when I lower the pH too much, it loses color. It separates more, so I need to find a balance with the Indian yellow, with the pro stuff. Let me put it like that. That really give that kind of that deep mustard. The last time I showed that, I do have some, you know, that entire lump, by the way, that entire kind of ball that was literally, it was this big eventually. It dried up like this. Don't mind the black around it. I thought there's mold in there, but that it isn't. It's just my magnetic stirrer, which was still in there. So I can kind of get that out right now. There we go. And in the middle, it's actually quite a lovely yellow. But in my opinion, this is still too greenish yellow. Can we focus? Can we focus? Yeah. Right. So this is not really a warm. Let me just mull that down as well. It's not really a warm yellow, which is a shame. So yeah. First do it with some water. But still, there's a lot of color coming out of this. I mean, kind of underwhelming when you, this is exactly mustard yellow. Underwhelming when you see that little lump of undried pigment, but when you wet it, it really brightens up. So that's good. But it needs a little bit more warmth. Mr. Pigments, welcome. I'm just milling down a bit of undried Indian yellow to see if I was right about it needing a little bit more warmth, more orangey yellow in it, and I am afraid I'm really right about that. I mean, it's a nice yellow. And it still should light up. Isn't it not? Wait, what is happening here? This is lighting up, but this isn't that much. This is lighting up. Okay, so this is definitely lighting up here, but way less than it was, to be honest. Okay, let me. This is interesting. Let me get more water. This is interesting. It's not turning highlighter. It's not turning grayish. Well, let me get that light on. And but this is really interesting. So maybe it is exactly what Mel said last week. That the real thing is actually quite soluble. It dissolves into water as well. And is this still? This is. Okay. Let me get everything here. So this is the Moro one as well. Let me just get that. Okay, so good. Okay, good. Let me first clean the. I was a little bit afraid that it was. I just was afraid. Let me have a look. Cleaning first. Yeah, I think PY150 is actually awfully close to the real thing. Okay, so let me. Mel, I'm going to get yours as well. This was just a quick test of mine. This is genuine Indian yellow of mine. This is Moro's bovine yellow. And this is Mel's. These are Mel's swatches of Indian yellow cakes. So Indian yellow cakes, Indian yellow pigment, unpurified. I have to add that. This is the one I just swatched, and these are ones I swatched before in different stages. Where's my light? There it is. So interestingly. Right. Highlighter orange, right? Highlighter yellow. Not so much, but this is also kind of highlighter orange, but not as much as the purified stuff. So this is really, really neat to see. It has that same kind of, it does show orange instead of, this is just grays, right? This is grays. This isn't gray, this is yellow. This is grayish. This is still yellow, but not highlighter yellow, but definitely not highlighter orange. So it is a mystery to me. I don't actually think it is. I think what this has. Ian starts singing, guys. We need to get out. What this has, and this also has, but this has a lot of impurities in it. It has that liquid which I filter out. Because looking at that, and this is, I think I added extra salts to this. But this is that liquid. Looking at that liquid and shining my black light on it, I know this is like, no, this is definitely definitely not the pure liquid, because this is not transparent at all anymore. But this is lighting up. But this is more greenish because I played way too much with it. I added salts and whatnot to this to see if any solids would still form. But maybe you can see that little top line, that line that's a warm orange line. This is also warm orange on my finger, which is the Indian yellow that I actually just broke off on my hand. Huh. Oh, there's a lot of orange there. Very interesting. So, as I said, tomorrow I'll be doing... yeah, luckily this isn't lighting up without that light. So, does this then... It does light up at least a bit. But this lights way more. This is a test piece that I tried. But nothing as orange as that, which is getting kind of frustrated. Going to be really honest there. Well, I think I'm going to. I need some solids, some. I need the crystals to form. Right, that's what I need. Without the crystals, it's all overly soluble and. Yes and no, but there's no orange coming through here, and this was just the liquid, which is already kind of more similar to my Indian yellow, my impurified Indian yellow. I mean, this is not a bad yellow at all. I'm happy, you know, getting just, you know, taking mango leaves and the compounds and the salts and everything that's going on in a cow's belly and getting a solid pigment out of it. That's this. Really isn't bad. Structurally crystallized, still under UV, it still does something. I mean, let's see if it's a little bit better when it dries. Especially the wash, but it's not that. Sylvie's hi. Oh, don't talk. I'll DM you. So yeah, there was a reason I thought, you know, I want to try to get more warmth out of it. This is still this. I mean, this. I made this. This is. I know, right? Why would I even attempt something that wasn't this? This is a great violet. Why did I? Because I learned from it, right? And I learned from, I learned about the how do you take a formula, kind of dissect that into all its separate elements and make a pigment out of it. Then that destroyed my kiln, so I had to know my kiln inside out, and what was for what had, wow, my words. Which part has which function? What? So yeah, that's. It was very educational. But definitely, when I have a little bit more, when I will do the, I also should not start the same sentence 3 times. Just, I need to think a little bit longer. When I will do the version where I evaporate the stuff, I will put it under UV to see, if it makes a difference. Matthias, it was the one that I just put away. Now, Kiln Violet, that's this one. Because that's Kiln Killer Violet, basically. That was my name for it because I had to heat this up at almost 1200 degrees for 8 hours. And my kiln, my oven, my furnace comfortably gets around 1150, but not 12. So I cranked it up all the way there, and it overheated, which made me unable to make pigments or experiment for over a week. Or a week. When was it live? Was it live last week? There was a week then. It happened on Thursday, I think then, yeah. Did it? I really thought I've been without a kiln longer, to be honest. Oh. So yeah, I'm not going to do that again. But the pigment itself, around me right now, it is a lovely violet. I mean, really underimpressed by the result. It might work on higher temperatures. Maybe you get more color out of it. I'm definitely not able to do that right now with the things that I have. Maybe one day, or maybe we can just look it up. If we go to experimental and then we go to novel pigment visualization and all the way down to this terrible violet, this is a manganese dubbed lanthanum aluminium germanium pigment. Basically, that's the color around me, right? This one. I mean, that's pretty. It's not saturated at all here. We can measure it. Shall we? Shall I? I have to look. I have to figure out again how to do this. But I think we can Where are my our color library now? I wanna have my own library. Where's my collection? Visualize your colors. There it is. Where's my NYX? There's my NYX. Yeah, allow it. Alright, need to log in again. That should be easy. There is this one. Putting it over there, signing in. Connect to NYX. Found it. Should be able to export the data from a mobile phone. I'm not really quite sure how to do that on the app, on my laptop. Swatches, add new color, create new collection. No, to add new color, to swatches, scan sample. There we go. Can't we do a little bit better? Rescan sample. No, that's not better. Okay, save color. Color name, Kiln Killer. I'm just going to keep it calling it that. Color code, difficult. Save color. Oh, can we export it now? I want to visualize it in that same hue circle. I don't want to. Can I just, come on. Can I export it? Okay, I should really look this up because not finding it right now, and I've done it like not so long ago. I've actually done. Have I done it? I have, I think. Let me have a look. Visualize your colors, right? Visualize your colors. Yeah. Okay. Can we upload one? Sorry guys, I really want to try to do this and see if it actually matches. Wait, we can do that, okay? Our materials, this one. We can click on this one, and then we can. It is really frustrating. Why can't I? Where's the uploading tool? Where is the uploading tool? Oh jeez, that's okay, found it. I'm sorry about this. I'm really sorry. So there is this one, and I think this is the tab that I need. And this is this one. So this is, let me have a look at a 300-degree angle. Is this the same? Is this the same? Is this the same color? Space. Is this anywhere here? Let's have a look if it is magenta 300. Okay, yeah. So 300 and a little bit above that line, which makes it here for that color to be there. And mine is over here. So mine is shifted a little bit more pink, more towards magenta, but also less saturated, more muted. So I was actually looking at here. You see, visualize your colors, and this was my my cobalt violet. But here with color tools, there's also visualize your colors, and then you can actually upload a file to this circle. So if you have more colors in, you know, that file, more scans, you can actually get something like this, which is my line of paint, which I have uploaded a long time ago, 2024, start of 2024. So way too long ago. A lot of paints have been added, but this is, you know, this was just something I wanted to try back then, and this was my line of paint back then, and it has grown a lot since then. But still very interesting to see, you know, where my paint is, and you know that violet is right over here, so it does fill a gap. I don't know if I should laugh about that. So there's that. Sorry about that taking a little bit longer to figure out. It was just, what was that? A little bit confusing for me to have you like your visualize your colors in your account page and visualize your colors in the color tool part. Anyway, there's more important matters in the world than that. But very interesting nonetheless. If you have more scans that you would like to visualize and compare to different brands as well, which I've shown that before on my channel. I was thinking if there's anything I haven't shown, and I will call it a night in not too long. But next live I will have a look at a pigment that is, I think, very special. Not quite sure what it is yet. As something I haven't made on my channel yet. If you're wondering, by the way, this is distilled water in a you know, with a tab, because I'm making pigments right now, so I need some lab materials, and it's also the same stuff I use for making binder and on. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Let me know if you have any suggestions, what kind of pigment I could pick to make into a paint. Obviously, if there's a pigment that I could make myself, Also let me know about that. Tomorrow I will maybe a bit later in the afternoon I can go live to show the process of the Indian yellow a little bit more, getting towards that mustard stage. It needs a few hours on the magnetic stirrer and heater, and I won't be going live then. That's just a few hours of an annoying noise with barely any color in the liquid. So that's something that's really not interesting to see, and it takes way too long. So I'm not going to do that. But it will take you along in the next step before I make it that orange. I also kind of know how I can do it a little bit quicker this time. So, the thing about making your own pigments and trying to kind of chase history when it comes to Indian yellow, you're learning a lot, as long as you kind of write it down and make notes. But I'm learning a lot from my previous attempts. Every attempt I'm learning something new, something I really didn't think about that time before, because last time it gave me a really, really bright warm mustard color, way warmer than this yellow. That's not yellow, that's that camera is terrible with white sheets, but way warmer than this. So each time that I learn something, I also make new mistakes. This, for my kiln, it was a mistake I haven't made before. I made a lot of mistakes making the pigment-wise mistakes, but now it was a kiln mistake. Luckily, hopefully I fixed it. I mean, I tested it, and dialed it to 300 degrees because it takes just 5 minutes, I think, to get there. If you just dial it up to that temperature, and it shut down, it stopped heating up when it reached 300 exactly. So that's good. It recognizes the temperature I put it on, so that's good. But I also need to test higher temperatures because 300 is nothing. I can't make any pigment on 300 degrees. So yeah, there's that. Guys, I'm going to call it a night, because I barely find my words while speaking, and I'm speaking a lot, so I can only imagine how annoying that is for you. Tomorrow I'll try to go live for the Indian yellow process if I don't forget it, but probably I probably won't forget it. And I'll have a look if I can plan an extra live in an evening somewhere this week before next week Wednesday, to show a pigment I haven't showed before, maybe something I haven't made myself as well. And there's still plenty of those. Either versions of pigments that we know and love, or even pigments I have never really tried before. I see a bag of Kamala. What is that? It's natural orange 2, NO2, laying there, which I've never made before, but I have laying around here. A lot of green earths I haven't made. This one is up, isn't it? Yeah, now you should hear me better. A lot of oranges I haven't made before. Chromium oxides, almost a rainbow of chromium oxides. There's a ton of violets in the back. But also things like this in a pesto bottle, for instance. This comes from out of an old artist. This is not the right camera. Out of an artist studio. Someone who made, not pesto, but made his own pigment mixes. So I have no idea what's in those. And there is about 8 of them. With just the violets, I think even more. Most of them I have in my cupboards there, by the way, by the non-pigmented things, but some of them are really interesting in color. I think this is one of, yeah, this is another one. Also a violet, which I really think is really interesting in color. This could be either, it looks muted, but this could be just maybe a red mixed with a blue, or maybe something else in there. Let me have a look, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry, my chat is way behind. Oh, I haven't read anything. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Wait. Why isn't it working there? What is up? I'm so sorry, guys. And Sylvie, if you're still there, thanks for joining. Anyway, I'm so sorry I didn't read anything. I need to fix that as well. Okay. More to do tomorrow. Kamal is very similar to Indian Yellow. Really? This stuff? This well, it looks, to be honest, this looks like quinacridone gold in its pure form, but well, it's a little bit too red when I press the plastic to it. But if I look at it from the top like this, it really looks like it. Okay, I'll try that. Can I open it easily? No, I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to put this in a jar, nice and neatly. If I can peel this sticker off. Without destroying the bag, please. There we go. I really like the stickers from Kramer, that they come off the bag so easily. I might have just done it anyway right now. Since everybody's making me curious right now. Not even going to make paint out of it, I think. I'm just going to see what color. Oh wow, this is light. That's what I said. I'm going to make a mess when I'm tired. Okay, scraping it together. I already literally warned myself for this. It's actually quite similar to Quinn Gold. This is interesting. I didn't expect this. I really didn't expect this. And I will make a quality paint out of it a little bit later in a different stream, or definitely not now, since I'm being clumsy right now. But I'm also very curious. Sylvie, you're still there, and you said, "Oh man, I made an order." Just call them tomorrow. Give him a call. Really, I've done that so often with a lot of companies, to be honest. That, you know, the day after I think, "Oh no, I forgot this." Most of the time it's Gum Arabic when I order from Kramer. Then I notice, oh, I need to order that again. But give them a call, and they either send it with an invoice, so you need to pay it later, or you need to pay it. They send you a separate kind of PayPal or anything for it, and then they add it to your order. But I've had that loads of times. Let's just quickly see what this does. Okay. Didn't see that coming, to be honest, from this. Well, this looks like Quinn Gold, and that does too, so I should have seen it coming. But this is a natural product, so I didn't see that coming. I'm starting to talk riddles. And I already said I was going, so let's just get going. I'll definitely make this a proper kind of, you know, that I can at least make some dots out of it. Let me just put it like that. Interesting. I've had that for such a long time, but there's so many things I've had for a long time. Maybe I'll grab a few and I'll just do a paint making session. It's been too long since I've done that. Let's do that somewhere this week. If you want to know, if you have any kind of suggestions about pigments that I can try as well, if you've tried anything from brands or anything. A bad habit of mine, especially in the past, was if I don't have it, I'll buy it when it comes to pigments. And then I had that with oxides for making pigments. I have issues. Anyway, let me know. Let me know if you have any of those. The pigments that come in mind, that come to mind, that you find interesting, but I haven't shown yet or tried yet. Maybe I don't have it yet, so it can be put on a list. But maybe I do have it, since I have too many things. Let me know. If you want to give this stream a like, also hope to see you that stream. I'm not quite sure when it will be. Maybe it's tomorrow evening. Maybe it is somewhere in the weekend or Friday. Well, it's Wednesday today, right? Yeah. Maybe it'll be on Friday. I'm not quite sure yet. So put in notifications if you want to get a notification if I'm going live. I'll try to plan it in advance, so keep an eye out on that as well. Haven't done this because I wasn't sure if I could fix my kiln in time, and I really wanted that to work. And it works, so yes. Oh, Sylvie, yes, I need to fix the chat as well. I need to. Did you make kyanite? Kyanite, I need to check if I have that. Or did I already do that once? I have kyanite, bluish. I don't think I have. Bluish. Let me first see what it looks like. This is terrible. I have a list of everything. That's one good thing. I make a like neat and organized list of everything that I have, and then sometimes I do forget about them. Kind of bluish. Oh, there's a dark gray version. Oh yeah, that's this. Okay. But if it looks like this, where did I put it? Dispersions as well. I'm kind of ashamed that I have way too many things of Guerra now as well. And I only bought dispersions of them if I couldn't find them in the dry pigment, but it was just, you know, for my pigment collection kind of ish. Yeah, there's issues. Let me have a look. Kyanite. Yeah. Oh wow, that was easy. Kyanite, bluish, blaulich. I do have it. I haven't tried this. I have not tried this. Do you want to buy it? Did you buy it, Sylvie? No, you can't say things like that and then say you can go to sleep. Kyanite, genuine, Daniel Smith. Oh, there's a P on the tube. There's a P on the tube. That means I just can't go to sleep right now, Sylvie, you know that. If there's a prime attack being mentioned in the chat, I want to get my chat back. Why can't I? Select live sources. Can we just do this? Activate selected. Where is my chat then? Okay, I'm going to. Well, there's stuff in the dispersion. It's not pure pigment and water. So just to show what I see the chat right now here, just to show what Sylvie teased me with when I was just about to go. And, you know, some people already left, but we're just, you know, here with a hardcore few that just hold on to. As long as I am kind of still streaming. Okay, so this is Kyanite from Daniel Smith. This is the pigment. Oh, it's funny. That's way too funny. Oh, doesn't fit. Right? I mean, I don't think I should say more. Oi, 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 oi. This is maybe worse than the amethyst. So this is blaulich. There's not a lot of blaulich left after you mull it. It's just mostly weißlich. Ik weet niet, I don't know. Ik weet niet. That was me speaking. I don't know if this is, if that's even a word, but it lost the blue. But that's the same thing what happens to amethysts. It looked basically exactly like that. I'm not really quite sure what I should do with this. This renewed frustration for a brand. This is terrible. Oh yeah, but there's the oh, I lost the name. Let me just look at their products. Watercolors. Primatech. Serpentine, I think it was. Appetite? I think it was Appetite. Or Serpentine. No, Serpentine. Serpentine kind of looks like this with the slightest hint of earth green to it. Their Serpentine looks like this. There's a rainbow of colors. There's a bright green. There's literally phthalo green in there. I mean, you can see phthalo green in here, and there's some iron oxide in there, and there's probably a base of zinc. And some yellow. Not quite sure what that would be. That could be anything. But yeah, no freaking with this thing is making a white-ish green earth. Like as if a brush of green earth was washed in a sink full of titanium white dirty water. That's what Serpentine gives you. Not the stuff you saw over there. This is kyanite, bluish kyanite. I've seen brush water with more color than this. That's quite a an easy accomplishment, by the way. Kyanite. Okay, so now we have, you know, some content that we can do during a live stream. I'm really tired, but I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to look for something. One moment, please. Where is that bottle of that one pigment I haven't used in a long time? Are you here? Not here. It's also definitely not there. Pigment, where art thou? Oh, we can use this. Maybe, oh, wait, maybe we can use this. Ah, I think this is good. This is good. If we can use a little bit of this, we might be able to. I'm not even going to test it on black pen. No, I don't. No, I refuse to. To show anything that otherwise won't be showed by them. We're going to add a little bit of this. Because I think this is what they use, but could be wrong. Now this is blauwlich. They have a little bit more of a red in there. But I'm going to let this dry because the pigment that I have used does have some color shift, some drying shift in it. This was a custom mix of PBK 7 and PB27. Giving a kind of very dark Prussian blue. But they also had a wash underneath there, a very faint blue. I can't really get that. Maybe if I do this, but that's a little bit cheating, I think. Yeah, this is so kyanite blauwlich is something that I bought because it is something I didn't have. I want to really help people with the same problem as I have to not make that same mistake. It is interesting to have, but I really don't think it's worth it as a pigment. Well, this is the only way how you can make. I will clean my slab later. This is the only way how you can make kyanite the same kind of color. It's actually drying to be rather. I'm not saying exactly rather close, right? Right? I mean, for just something I did to, you know, before, while I was actually going. So yeah, these things are terribly frustrating. And I've tried serpentine the other day, just because I was very curious myself to see what it looked like, and if I had it, and then I noticed I had it, and then I noticed that it was this exact same issue as this, though I can't find serpentine now. Attackmanite, aronite, glauconite, celadonite, apidote. But no serpentine. Curious. Saftgrün. Oh, I know I have it. I made it not too long ago. Yeah, it has a bit more grey undertone. It absolutely does. I think they used. Let me look at this close up. Let me close this up. Right, so if you look at this, you see that it has some separation in it. I'm not saying granulation, because the black is just sinking down. It's separating from the blue, and the blue has a little bit more warmth in it. I think what I used is a black that is it's a custom mix I had laying around, right? A black and a blue mixed together. So that's why my hat went there. I think what they used is a heavier black, slightly, not iron oxide, that will be flocculating more, and their blue is lighter, so probably a phthalo, a red one, phthalo blue, red shade, with PBK 9 maybe. It's something that really separates. Right, and mine is too even. Right, if you look at this, mine is just too even. Right, it's the same idea, but if you look up close, this has a warmth, especially on the left side. You see that this blue part here, this is really a very almost vibrant blue, and this black is just telling. It's too telling. The fact that it has such black edges and so much, you know, black residue almost here, and this as well, it makes it look more gritty and natural, more convincing that it's something real. But this is kyanite, a blue kyanite. That thing that disappeared in the paper there. So yeah. But you know, you can tell a lot from a swatch only, especially if you look at those details and zoom in a little bit more. Quite surprised they have such high quality pictures of their Primatex online because of that. Same with the serpentine, it has red in it and the green and the yellow and everything, like it goes everywhere. It's just let me just I really need to go to bed, but I'm really color chart of their Primatech. I'm not even going there. Can we just I think this is better. The lapis is definitely could be just a cheap lapis, right? Cheap lapis is cheap. Sick, welcome. I'm not quite sure, Mel. This is for me. This is a corner of the internet I really don't like to go. To be honest, this is all giving me just frustration, right? I made a video about this one. This is also the black. It says it all, right? It's just there to make it granulate and make it look more gritty, and then you have some sort of quartz or any kind of silica in there that gives it a little bit of a shimmer and a little bit of a texture. Rhodonite genuine. Yeah, let's just absolutely not buy this ever. There's so much not the tiger's eye as well. Tiger's eye is the same as amethyst, same as this stuff, kyanite. It loses its color if you grind it up. It's really beautiful as a stone, but it just loses its color. You can buy tiger's eye pigment. You know, we can just look at tiger and then just have it not load tiger. Do they have it, by the way? Tiger eye, yeah. They do sell it from this brand. Let's get a fine one. Since does this have swatches as well? No. You're left with an ochre here in this case, because you know it does have a lot of color in it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, but this definitely no. Amethyst, amazonite, the rhodonite. That this for natural iron oxide, that this is Primatech, I really don't get. This is just marketing. This is just PR 102. That same as hematite, by the way. I really don't get why the upside green apatite. This is all no, nuh-uh. Mayan blue. Why this is in the Primatech line? Really doesn't make sense to me. From minerals, some precious, beginning in blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we have a mineralist who sources minerals, and we only use them for the pictures. This is no. I shouldn't be doing this. No, jade. Exactly, jade. Yeah. Jade is a kind of a mossy. It's more like the manganese, the very first manganese greens that I had. That could be like a convincing if you wanna just fake it anyway. Could be convincing. Okay, this is jade, and this is the pigment that it gives. No, I shouldn't dig. I shouldn't dig deeper. I know. I shouldn't even have done this, but I did it anyway. This is the blue you're looking for. I'm going to click it away as well. This really making me such just frustration is coming there. Thanks for joining, everyone. A little bit of a longer stream than I planned to. Thanks, Sylvie. No, really, thank you. But I'll be looking for some pigments. I really think the Kamala is a good one. I think I'm going to start with bags, by the way. So everything that I haven't bottled, that I wasn't curious enough about to put it in a bottle, even maybe, or just lazy or too busy. I don't know. I'm going to start with that. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Keep an eye out for my next stream, because I'm not quite sure when that will be. Maybe tomorrow in the afternoon on my time, and maybe in the evening, maybe the day after in the evening. Long story short, again, not quite sure. So keep an eye on it. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day.